My presentation today is on honeybees and the importance of their nutrition. So, why are honeybees so important to us? Well, it's because they help pollinate 1/3 of our world's crops. And of those crops, 28 of them completely depend on honeybee pollination. The reason for this is the reason why we use honeybees is because they are the most efficient insect for pollination on a per flower basis. Unfortunately, though, bees are dying all around the world, and they are dying at a very high rate. This last year, they declined as much as 42%, with only about 2.5 million colonies estimated to be left in the U.S. And scientists have yet to pinpoint this this cause, but the cause to it. But they blame a combination of factors such as pesticide exposure, mite infestations, disease, uh, and bad nutrition. The overall decline is termed as the colony collapse disorder. However, today we're going to focus on nutrition because nutrition is what is going to supply the honeybee with the proper with its ability. It's going to supply the bee with a good immune system. Poor nutrition is going to create the bees to have a weakened immune system. So the nutritional needs of a honeybee are pollen and honey. Pollen provides proteins, fats, minerals, and honey, which is made from nectar, provides carbohydrates. Both of them provide very essential factors to the honeybee immune system. For instance, carbohydrates provide energy for metabolic processes associated with innate humoral and cellular immune reactions, while pollen provides actually not, whereas pollen contains an enzyme that is called p-coumaric, and p-coumaric is in connection with detoxification genes and this correlates to scientists have found that it correlates to bees who have p-coumaric will have a stronger immune system. Hence, if bees have the proper amount of honey, which is usually about 8 kilograms of honey per year for a colony, and the proper amounts of pollen, which they need at least 20% crude protein in order to sustain healthy growth. So with both of these, if they have the proper amounts, they will be able to have a strong immune system to fight off secondary infections. Unfortunately, the modern honeybee diet doesn't quite always provide this. The modern honeybee diet modern honeybee diet, does not always provide this, and the reason for this is because we use them for our agricultural needs, and we will put them in a monocrop field, so one species of crop field, and make them feed off of it, and we'll put multiple hives in there. This isn't good because this can take away resources from each of the hive, because usually in the wild there's only 1 or 2 colonies per few miles, and if the crop also doesn't provide good pollen, if it doesn't provide good quality pollen or enough nectar, then they'll suffer and they won't be able to change to a different flower to make up for that need. So today, beekeepers usually see this issue a lot and will supplement their hives with high fructose corn syrup, acid hydrolyzed inverted sugar, white cane sugar. Those are honey supplements, a few honey supplements. Pollen supplements include like dry brewer's yeast or soybean flour. These products are most favored by honeybees. So they readily eat them. However, it uh, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's helping them. The effects of poor nutrition. So, first, if they don't, because they're in monocrop fields and they don't obtain the right amounts of protein or honey, this can cause stress on the hive. And a hive who is under stress overall has a low immunity. And this makes them more susceptible to secondary infections such as viruses, mites, bacterial infections, and pesticides. And with a low immune system, already, they won't be able to fight off these secondary invaders, so they will die very easily. And in addition to the poor nutrition from monocrop fields, the artificial foods, like I said, aren't always good for them. And the beekeepers may think them as a savior, but sometimes they actually can do them more harm. So, for instance, some of the sugars can cause stomach poisoning and splitting of the digestive tract, and also they can obtain bee coumac, which is in pollen. So this can result in leaving a weak immune system and not being able to fight off those secondary infections. So lastly is, how do we solve this issue? Well, the most easy way and cheap way to do it is to provide multifloral crops. So ask farmers, don't get rid of the weeds on the side of your crops just to make it look nice. Keep those weeds on the sides so that bees can go over there for extra supplements. And don't take away all the honey when you're using your hives for honey production. And collect pollen throughout the year from strong hives and reuse it instead of using synthetic products. So don't use synthetic products. But there isn't any synthetic product that has been made that is safe for the use. So researchers are still trying to develop a good plan overall for helping solving this issue. As a result, they may be in danger of extinction, but all we need to do is just provide the right amount of nutrition through multifloral crops and providing them the honey that they make. Don't take it all away, and not giving them some artificial foods. But overall, we do need to take this serious and not just research mite infestations and pesticide exposure. We should be researching more on their nutritional needs and how to supply a strong immune system so that they can fight off these natural invaders that are occurring in their environment, because in the past they have been able to fight off these invaders without any issues. And that is it. Thank you.